For you?
Yeah, it's been a short week, but at least it's at home this week, and so we've obviously had a re-entry day. Well, our re-entry day will really be today. Yesterday was kind of for the low load group. The high load group obviously did just kind of a flush of their legs. It's kind of your games are your fitness at this point in the season, so it's important to make sure that the players that don't get the potential minutes, don't lose fitness, and so that's kind of the goal is to make sure the group are now obviously in different stages of their season and make sure that everybody stays fit. So that's kind of where we're
at. Theo, you can go ahead.
Oh, Angel, so sorry. I wanted to say it's not recording.
Oh. You're good. Do you need the recording privileges?
I was going to ask for it, but I also noticed that, it wasn't recording.
Do you want me to repeat
No,
it?
you're good.
Recording
We're good.
in progress.
I mean, Sarah nailed it with the keeping everybody fit chat. I don't want to take her words.
No, you're good. You're good. We got a backup.
All right.
Go ahead, Theo.
Okay. Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Good, Theo. How are you?
Not bad. You mentioned a little bit there, talking about getting players back, keeping everybody fit. It's nice to be at home. I was looking for an update on Kelsey. Obviously came off in the last game, wondering how she's doing, and any other fitness concerns ahead of team selection going into Friday.
Yeah, we're still evaluating Kelsey's situation with Memorial Day on Monday. Obviously, that was a bit of a challenge in terms of, just for the medical team, but we're still evaluating that and trying to get some clarity on where she stands. Everybody else, as far as I'm aware, we have, kind of the usual nicks and knocks that you get throughout the season, and so we have a few players that have been modified. But again, it's no concerns. It's just more so trying to. It's more precaution to modify players at this point than it is in terms of just maintaining. It's a long season and people are playing a lot of minutes, so that's kind of where we're at with that.
And kind of continuing that thread of availability, I know this will be Rachel's last game on Friday before being away for a good stretch because of the European Championships. Talk me through preparing her to kind of go out with a bang, so to speak, and or getting other players ready for maybe more minutes.
Yeah, I think Rachel's obviously been key for us and she's been key for this club and an integral part of their success. And it's great that she's finally, scoring goals. That's because that's what she's great at. And so just trying to put her in a position where, she's difficult to play against. And so, I feel like she's kind of hitting her stride now in terms of where we started with the start of the season for the Challenge Cup, where I think she kind of struggled a little bit in the sense of just trying to, get shots on goal or trying to basically be, kind of dangerous, if you like. But now she's kind of hitting her stride, and I feel like that's what we want. We want her to hit her stride and go out with a bang and continue that with the Euros.
And on minutes for other players in her position?
Yeah, I think we have some options there. We obviously have Michaela Obam, who is a 9. We have Joelle Anderson, who's also a 9, who can play as a 10. So there's definitely some replacement players there. We have Natalie Jacobs, who can play in multiple positions. So we have availability in that position. We have numerous players that can play as a 9. It's just more so depending on what each game looks different. Each team provides you a different problem, and now we have 2 systems that we can play, and so kind of just depends if we need a lone 9 or now we can play with double 9s. We've kind of shown that.
Is there a reason why we haven't seen Paulina in the 18 recently? I know she kind of had COVID and then went off to Argentina, but just wondering on her progress.
Yeah, she's making great progress. I chatted with her yesterday. I think she, like I said, there is, in terms of our squad selection, that's kind of a decision we make as a coaching staff. And I think, again, she's somebody that's progressed since she got here, and she's happy. She's happy to be in Houston, and we'll continue to monitor her. And, well, like I said, hopefully at some point she will get her opportunity when she keeps working hard, and I believe she will.
Last one I promised about the availability of players. I had a lot stacked up, but I know Maria Sanchez isn't in today's Mexico team. Was that a decision made by you and the club to keep her? It looks like a lot of big names have been left off the Mexico national team.
That wasn't my decision, so I'm unsure on that. I don't want to speculate, but that wasn't anything to do with me per se. So no.
Cool. Thank you for the clarification.
Of course.
On the opponent on Friday, I know you're very close to Becky Burley. Obviously, former Pride manager took them last year, especially was in charge for the fixture in September, the 1-1 between the Dash and the Pride. Have you spoken to her this week for any insider look at Orlando?
You're really pushing me today, Theo.
I'm sorry, I had one question.
I mean, listen, I have resources. Obviously, I'm going to use them. In terms of that's just the reality of where we're at in coaching. Obviously, Yeah, I've spoke to numerous people about Orlando. That's what I do with every team. The coaching world is small, and so you try and get any edge that you can. That is within the parameters of kind of where things are at. And so, yeah, I've definitely spoke to people about Orlando, and I watched Orlando all last year. I followed them very closely. Went to some of their games when it didn't kind of clash with the college realm. So I've seen them play quite a bit.
And it'll obviously be Pride Night in Houston, which is huge. Second time in a row, playing Pride Night against the Pride, which is kind of fun to have that Space Race derby feel to it. What does playing on Pride Night mean to you on Friday? And are you looking forward to the atmosphere? It was a good one on Sunday.
It was, yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to Friday night. I think in terms of Pride Night, I think it's just love is love, and at the end of the day, you should be able to be who you are. And so I am fully supportive of that, and I think it's great that the club and both clubs are, this league in general supports that, and yeah, it's obviously something that I really support.
Last question from me, and I'll open up to the floor if Jess has a question. Back to players, sorry, Sarah. But back in the day, it feels like so long ago now, James said that there was one player being lined up to arrive in this transfer window. But we never really got more information than that. I understand that maybe you can't say anything, but do you have any comment on the Dash's NWSL transfer window plans and/or if a player has already been secured?
I don't have any comments to make, to be honest. It's a great question, but at this point, I don't really have any information to share.
Totally fair enough. Thanks for answering it, and good luck on Friday.
Of course, thank you.
Yes, I'll go. Hi, Sarah.
Hey there.
I'm Jessa Braun with Just Women's Sports. It's nice to meet you. I'm wondering, you guys were on like a high when you were on the road, 3 games, 7 points, and then you came home and got another point. Just wondering how you guys have been able to how you've been able to motivate the team to kind of keep the momentum going, and yeah, how that's going.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think as a coach you have to clearly have a lot of roles in terms of, your X's and O's. You kind of have to at times be kind of the motivator. There's a lot of different roles you take on, but in the end, I don't think that this team has to be motivated in the sense of they're all professional athletes. But I think the big topics that we focused on is basically being the 98%, which I've talked about in other areas over the last couple of weeks. And so that's kind of, in terms of kind of the dirty work. We've kind of built this gritty identity, but at the end of the day, grit is just a concept. And so we're trying to define what that actually looks like on the field. And I think the other part is I told the team before the game on Sunday, every team in this league is talented. And so at the end of the day, you have to double your effort in order to get, any sort of result. And that's what we've done. I feel like we've kind of had to manufacture our mentality sometimes. But at the end of the day, we've doubled our talent and it's paying off. And that was kind of my message to them going into this game.
Mm-hmm. And just in terms of from your own personal experience and perspective over this last few weeks, how has that transition been for you? Just taking on this new kind of acting head coach role, and kind of what's your approach to that? How has that evolved over these last couple weeks?
Yeah, I think, again, it's been a transition for sure. I think now I have some sort of structure, if you like, in the sense of that, at the very beginning, it was kind of, I was just trying to manage, I still am trying to manage the situation, clearly. But I think now I have a lot more clear understanding of my roles. I've been able to delegate some things because at the end of the day, I still have assistant coach duties as well as head coaching duties and kind of merging those together. So it's been kind of obviously a whirlwind, but I think in the end, I'm just trying to be here for the players and the staff and give them what they need to be successful. And that's kind of what I've tried to do is just be that person that they can come to, and open door policy if you want to come in and suggest something needs to be changed. I'm all ears. I'm willing to be collaborative. And like I said, everybody's been great, and that's half the battle when you've got everybody rowing in the same direction.
Mm-hmm. Have there been any players who have come with any ideas?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been some things that players have asked for, and some things that whether it's just at the end of the day they're on the field and they see things and we're on the sideline, and so I think it's just, again, if they have, I'm willing to listen to anything and take on any suggestions. And at the end of the day, like they've told me before, you know, you're in the acting head coaching role, and we'll respect what decision you make. But this is kind of some changes that we think. But again, we'll respect what you do. And they've asked me to put my own stamp on things, so that's what I've just tried to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course.